Hello everyone and welcome back to Pandtha Talks, episode
Hello.
45. We've been at this for a bit now, we're doing quite well.
Yeah, we're burning through these rightly.
45 weeks of this.
Yeah. Not much more to go till we hit a full year, man.
I know, it's actually kind of mad to think about. Absolutely crazy. We hit 52 weeks and that's the full year of episodes, basically.
Yeah.
Mental, man. Just mental. But for this week, we have a few little bits to do with articles, like every other week we typically do that system. And then I have a little bit of something else. So, to start with, we'll be going over YouTube. Gaming on YouTube is apparently in shambles after a shocking pay-to-play scandal is revealed.
Oh, lovely.
Upcoming games for 2023 for consoles and PC. Xbox 360 took the gaming world by storm 18 years ago, a few days ago, which is mental. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time turned 25 years old on November 21st, which is just 4 days. 4 days ago. There we go. One of the representatives of the gaming industry in the UK responded to the BBC saying that AI will lead to more jobs being in the games industry rather than currently taking from it, which it seems to be doing primarily. And then we have a rumour regarding Death Stranding 2's trailer possibly debuting at the Game Awards.
Oh, shit. That was a weird game.
It was, but it was fun.
Norman Reedus and his amazing fetus.
Exactly. Nailed it in one. But with that all said, let's get right into it. So, I'll do my usual of sharing my screen for you, Will.
Yep.
That way you're not going to be as confused as hell as what the hell I'm rambling about.
Yep.
Which, I mean, to be honest, most people are anyways, but that's different.
Sure, we'll live.
Yeah. So, cash in. Gaming YouTube is in shambles after shocking pay-to-play scandal is revealed. I don't believe this is true, but I think it's probably talking about it in a different way than what we're believing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can both imagine what it means off the bat, but it might not be what we think.
That's the thing. Pay-to-play to me is quite bad, but it's whether this article's actually going to discuss that. So I don't want to just straight off the bat go, this is horrific. I don't know what it is until we go further. So
yeah.
YouTube has long been praised for giving viewers independent opinions and information free from the influence of others. In particular, many gamers flock to YouTube to hear the opinion of their favourite streamers on the latest upcoming games. However, there has been a huge debate on social media after shocking information was revealed about how many gaming YouTube channels work. Interesting. Following the release of the indie game Spirity, the publisher took to Twitter to break down how the marketing of the game went. The CEO, Mike Rose, wrote, "That's just how how this works now. YouTubers want you to pay them to cover your games. But I just don't want to do that. It feels weird and icky and disingenuous, and I just can't do it. So I guess our games won't get covered on YouTube anymore." YouTubers fought back against these statements on the website, claiming that developers should pay them to cover new games. The reason for this is that YouTube has been reducing payout, making sponsorships more the main revenue stream for many people on the platform, where there are clearly marked sponsorships within videos and sponsored streams that this isn't what the YouTubers were referring to. I'm very confused here because I always recalled back in like the older days it was they would just be given like an early access key or something like that, or a free key to play the game, so that would build sponsorship for the game. You know?
Yeah, it's essentially like it gives the YouTubers content, but also like advertises the game and like lets people know about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jesus Christ, we wouldn't fucking charge anyone for that. No. If we were given a game to try out, we would bloody try it out. We'd pick it apart. Go right. This is what's good. This is what's shit.
Yeah.
We'd have a laugh with it.
If it's already access, we wouldn't necessarily like this is what's shit. We'd sort of just
this is what needs.
You point out what because it's going to be most likely an alpha.
Yeah, exactly. But I couldn't imagine asking for sponsorship money to actually play the game. That, especially back then, that wasn't the era of YouTube. So this is very different from what I expected, I'll be honest. I'm intrigued here. Instead, it is referring to videos where people play games and give their opinions as they go. It is illegal to promote a product without disclosing a sponsorship, as money changing hands can influence someone's opinion of the game. That is very true. However, the new information makes it clear that many YouTubers ask for money from the developers before making content that features their games. There are hundreds of these videos on YouTube where the creator influences their audience without disclosing that they were paid to play the game. You what, sorry?
Sorry.
It's no problem. That is fully illegal. That's fake fucking influence. You need to disclose that you've been like sponsored to do it, paid for it, anything else. Now, like the old videos that we were talking about earlier, that'd be more the style that you and me would have made, and probably still would if we ever did. Is the style of we'd basically just say at the beginning, we were given free access, but these are our honest opinions of it, so on and so forth. And just continue through. Because at the end of the day, the games industry, in my opinion, I don't know how Will feels about it, but personally, if the games industry doesn't hear criticism, it will never improve. It will just sit there.
Just unfortunately how it's got to be.
Yeah. Even
good or bad, you've sort of got to take it on the chin and take it as it is and do what you can with it. If you can improve, great, but like you can't just take it as like that's it, you're done, you know?
Exactly. Spot on the money. What was most surprising is the overwhelming number of creators who admitted to doing this and apparently see no problem in asking for money for this content. This seems to go against the idea that YouTubers are creating independent and unbiased content for their viewers. Yeah, I'd drastically say so. I'd definitely say so. You should be unbiased. Don't get me wrong. Being given an access code creates a bit of a bias from the get-go. But if you give your true and honest opinions, no matter what, if they give it you or not, that's fine. If you are just playing the game, saying what, basically just having fun with the game, that's it. That's another thing entirely, because you're not trying to recommend the game. You're just showing it off and letting people decide their own opinion.
Yeah.
It's like, once again, if me and Will were to ever do anything like this, it would be a case of we play the game, we'd give our opinions on whether good, what the good is, what needs improvement, what's bad, whatever else. And then that's it. We're not going to tell you you should definitely buy this game. We're going to tell you what we think of it personally.
Yeah, I mean, if we end up really liking and enjoying it, then we might recommend it a bit more than we've been asked to.
Yeah,
rather than just showing it off, we might actually recommend playing it. But otherwise, I think you would just that's the point of getting a key for a new game.
Yeah,
Just to show it off. It gives you content, gives them advertisement,
exactly.
and you just go from there.
No, spot on, mate. To be honest, though, YouTube is currently in a scandal at the moment. Anyways, I don't know if you've heard about this, but someone showed this happen. So you won't see this happen on my Opera GX because it runs on Google Chrome's base. It's kind of weird how it works. But basically, if you are running on Google Chrome, there's a check
Is this the 5-second delay?
Yeah, you've seen it then.
Yeah, I have.
There's a check done if you launch YouTube. It'll check if you're running Chrome. If you're running Chrome, you get straight in basically to the video. If not, you get a 5-second delay. This was found out the other day and is massively against the law. You cannot obstruct other people from getting to your sites and software and everything else because they're competitors.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I can't believe that's an actual thing.
It's a complete crime. I'm honestly baffled.
The amount of people that use Chrome as it is, they don't need the advantage.
No, of course they don't. I mean, I use GX for personal stuff, and I use Microsoft Edge for my, if I'm doing the podcast with you, for example, or anything that's work related. This is Microsoft Edge, that's what I use it for. Even at work, I'll use Microsoft Edge. I just feel more comfortable that way because it's built in, it's quicker for them reasons. Works better. But my Opera has got so many features that are fantastic for when it comes to using it personally and for all the different stuff I do.
Inbuilt makes things easier as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I can save hundreds of sites on there simultaneously, close it down, come back to it later, and it's all there still for me. It's perfect for that sort of stuff. So, yeah, this is YouTube's scummy behaviour is starting to blow up, whether it's YouTubers themselves or YouTube as a company. And it's kind of a bit concerning. So we'll get on to the happier news, shall we?
Let's.
Upcoming games for 2023 for console and PC. So, we already know that Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is coming out, which I've got to admit I am actually kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, we've done quite a few videos where we went down different lists that we found of things that are supposed to be coming out at X time.
Yeah. Well,
obviously, you gotta account for delays and in this year layoffs apparently.
It's fucking appalling that keeps happening.
And all factors above and below those.
Yeah. So we'll start off high. Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora, December 7th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Amazon Luna. Biomutant, November 23rd for the Switch. Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince, December 1st for the Switch. And I'm pretty sure we just covered Avatar.
Yeah, you did mention it.
Yeah, they've repeated themselves. Oh, dear God. Dealing with amateurs. Anyways. To be confirmed 2023 and beyond. There's one game on this list I'm sad that I'm still waiting for, but understandable with all that's been going off in the world. So,
that'd be.
That is Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. I am a massive Stalker fan.
I think you've went over this before, yeah. It does sound very familiar.
And sadly, because of the war in Ukraine, it has caused a massive delay, but understandably so, to be honest with you. So, we got Ark Raiders to be confirmed 2023. Ark 2 to be confirmed 2023. That's going to become 2025, guaranteed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that not actually already being delayed to 2024?
I know, right? Banishers Ghosts of New Eden to be confirmed 2023. I always forget how to say this. Demia or Demia? I'm not sure. Anyways, I actually have that game on Steam. It's quite fun. It's a good VR game, but you can also play it outside VR. You're basically like playing D&D in someone's basement. It's kind of funny, kind of a bit weird, but it's fun. That's coming to PS5 and PSVR too. Forgot to mention that bit. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Winter 2023. So next couple of months. Within the next month. Thinking about it. Homeworld 3 to be confirmed 2023. Pragmata to be confirmed.
Now that you've
Replace.
mentioned it, maybe
Go
there's some good VR games coming out that you and I can perhaps look into.
That's what I'm hoping for, mate. I
Would
would
be
really
nice.
like some new VR games.
For sure, man.
It just feels like we're pushing the technology of VR, but we're not pushing the development of games for it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of struggling with that at the moment. So I really want to see it come to fruition. Replaced to be confirmed PC, Xbox Series X and S. Routine to be confirmed. All of the prior ones as well. Stalker 2, same again. Stormgate to be confirmed for PC. Sword of the Sea to be confirmed PS5 and PC. The Plucky Squire to be confirmed all platforms. I don't know. I'm very confused by that one. Talos Principle 2 to be confirmed 2023 PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The Wolf Among Us 2 for any old style Telltale fans to be confirmed 2024 all plats apart from Switch. And Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, which I don't like Warhammer, I'll be honest. Winter 2023 PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. I'm fine with Vermintide because that's actually quite fun, but the regular Warhammer stuff it doesn't interest me.
Yeah, I'm not interested in myself.
Yeah. So now we've got some for 2024. Now this stuff is probably going to be a bit more interesting because we know roughly some information regarding it.
Not to mention that there just simply has to be like a performance increase in games.
I was hoping so, but then I read Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and I have no faith in that game.
Listen. I'm not saying every single game is going to be flawless. I'm just hoping for a few, man.
Yeah, a few would be nice. I mean, Avowed is due to release next year, and if you don't know what Avowed is, it's Obsidian's basically response to Skyrim. And Obsidian are a pretty decent company when it comes to RPGs and things, so I'm intrigued to see what they're going to pull out for this one. Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered. I'm intrigued but also concerned simultaneously. I do have to admit. Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga. Sorry, Senua's Sacrifice was the first one. Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh
Caribbean?
God!
I'm not even sure.
Because it's cats for purr.
Yeah, I got that. Ooh, Star Wars.
I'm not sure.
No, neither am I. Star Wars Outlaws is due to release next year. That's the new Star Wars EA game that's been released. Or was it Ubisoft? I don't remember. One of them. There's just so many fucking announcements that sometimes it's a bit hard to track who currently owns what IP. Ubisoft.
Yeah.
It's Ubisoft. Okay. But to be honest, if you've not watched the trailer yet, highly recommended. It does look fun. And it does look like it'll be something definitely interesting. A lot of those games are like Paper Mario, fucking Princess Peach, Luigi's Mansion, Ace Attorney, Princess Peach Showtime, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. It's a lot of Switch games or beat 'em ups, that sort of stuff. I'm not a big fan. Like Dragon Infinite Wealth, I'm intrigued by because I am getting into the that saga. What's it called now? The Yakuza games. They're getting quite interesting. Here's one that might be interesting for us, Will. So, to be confirmed, Assassin's Creed Infinity, codename Hex and codename Red. We don't know what they are, we just know they're going to release. Personally, I'd like for them to actually sort out the games first, but hey, what can I say? Call me old school. I like a complete game that's going to work.
Yeah, it is quite a nice thing to have happen.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Especially nowadays.
Yeah, throughout this year, we've noticed that that's very easy to not happen.
Cough, cough, has spoken. I have 1 month left.
Oh no.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Quite a beloved franchise, that one, actually. Bioshock 4. God damn, did I love the Bioshock games back in the day. If they brought out a new one and they hit well, they could do so much going forward. It would genuinely do amazing. Death Stranding 2, once again, was a weird game, as we said earlier, but it was actually quite fun.
I didn't play it myself. I watched Markiplier play most of it.
Yeah.
I was quite confused.
That's what I like to call the Hideo Kojima effect. He's a naturally confusing game developer, but usually what he makes is like fucking top tier games. Because he was the same lunatic that made the Metal Gear Solid franchise. He was also the guy that made the PT demo that everyone was fucking petrified of.
Yeah.
And then the game got cancelled because Konami got rid of him. He was that lunatic. He's good at making games, I gotta get him. Dragon's Dogma 2. You know, I started playing the first one after this got announced because I thought, looks interesting. And I found out they added a mechanic, even back then, this game is quite old now. They added a mechanic where you can jump onto the back of the giant monsters you're fighting. And there was a chimera I was versing, part lion, part snake, and part something else. I jumped onto the lion's head and just started stabbing it in the face. And he just started running.
It works, man.
It was really funny though, because just as like you're fucking stabbing them, they're also quickly moving the head around to try and knock you off. So you just see your character holding on for dear life, just stabbing repeatedly. Like, don't fucking stop! It's good fun. Dune Awakening. Sorry, I missed a few. Dirk V and Dragon Age Dreadwolf. I am a big fan of Dragon Age Origins. The second one wasn't as good, but neither was the third, actually. But if they could ever make something like Origins again, they'd knock it out of the park. Dune Awakening, I've not got much of a clue about. I didn't play the Dune games. I've not watched the films either.
The last one was pretty big, but I don't remember too much of it, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Everwild, I'm about the same. Fable, now that's a franchise I did love.
Heard good things. Heard people enjoyed it, but I've not played it myself.
Fable 2 was phenomenal. It really was. Be as brutal as you want or be as good as you want, and the stories were always really enjoyable. Fallout 5, that's years in the making. That's going to take a while.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see how that goes, that's for sure.
Yeah, so we'll probably cover Fallout 5 in around 2029 when it finally releases.
Damn, that hits hard, man.
I know, right? GTA 6. I will probably get it when it releases.
Well, we see a trailer in, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Less than?
Yeah, exactly. The GTA series has always been quite good. It's their online systems that people aren't as fond of. So if they sort out their online, I guess we're alright. but the single players are always worth getting them to just play because they're so fun. Hades 2, I sat and played a bit of the first. It was actually alright. It was definitely, it's a roguelite, so it's a bit fucking challenging, but it's worth giving a shot. Haunted Chocolatier. Ah, yes, that's the game being made by the lunatic who makes Stardew that doesn't like money. Yeah, he's creating a new game at the moment, which will be interesting, I'm sure, but we'll have to wait and see. He's like released screenshots, and that's about all we've got off him. So, but we'll see. A new Hollow Knight game, which is usually beloved by the Xbox community. The next two are intriguing ones, Will. Indiana Jones and Marvel's Wolverine.
Like, what style of games are we talking about here? I'm a bit confused.
That's the question. Like, are they going to do a Marvel's Wolverine a bit like in the fucking Batman series or Spider-Man series? Because I think the Batman style might work well for it.
Now, are we talking like full-on games, not Lego games here, right?
Yeah, we're talking full-on release games. The Marvel's Wolverine is actually a PS5 game. It got announced 2 years back. Very brief trailer, but there wasn't any gameplay or anything. So I reckon in like the next year. Yeah, I reckon in the next year we're going to probably hear stuff about it. Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts games are beloved by many in that community. Mass Effect 5. I'm terrified after what they did in Andromeda.
I had a friend who loved the Mass Effect games. I'm not sure how long ago that was. I was talking to him now about these games, so I'm sure there's probably been one release in between at least.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 was the one that people were like, the ending wasn't great, but it was still a good game. Mass Effect Andromeda kind of went, yeah, let's just shit on everything that happened. Fuck you. So,
sounds good.
Yeah, it's kind of still a bit of a sore spot for a lot of people, myself included. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake. They're doing that currently. It's to be confirmed. See how that goes, I suppose. It's Konami without Kojima. I can't see it going very well. Everyone remembers Metal Gear Survive, and that thing apparently gave a YouTuber I was watching review it genuine depression. He was crying in his room after playing it. That was a fun one. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. I'm basically now just going to cover like the ones I think are interesting and probably going to be quite interesting overall. Project 007. I mean,
I don't know how they're still making those games.
They kind of didn't. I don't think I've seen one since like Xbox 360 era. So unless they're making a proper 007 game, like with all the technology they've got nowadays, fair play. That could actually work out well. But we'll have to wait and see. Skull and Bones. That game, I'm surprised it's still actually being created. Honest to God. After all we've seen about it during the time you and me have been doing this podcast, how the fuck they're still going is beyond me.
Couldn't tell you, mate.
Neither could I. Splinter Cell remake. People who don't know.
Splinter Cell?
Yeah, people who don't know, I am a massive fucking Splinter Cell fan.
Interesting.
It is one of my biggest bloody guilty pleasures. Going back and playing those games is so fun. But I've not had another one to play since Blacklist, and you can only play through Blacklist so many times before you know absolutely everything about the game. So
I haven't heard anything about Splinter Cell in years.
Yeah, that's kind of the sad thing. Like, they got him to appear in Ghost Recon Wildlands, I think Breakpoint, and they got the old voice actor back for it. And he even referenced the end of Metal Gear Solid. when he came back, saying that he was the only one left now. But that was all that we'd really heard, and it was so sad. And it's like, I just want a new Splinter Cell game. I do not care what you've got to do. Get me one. And get me one now. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. Good old games, to be honest. Very interesting stories and mechanics. They just don't play very well on PC, sadly. So I'm a bit fucked over. Star Wars Eclipse. I've heard nothing about that. State of Decay.
Don't really look into Star Wars a whole lot.
Yeah, about the same, sadly. State of Decay 3. And the first two were intriguing. So I'd be interested to see what they do next. The Elder Scrolls 6. Well, we all know about that. Anyone who says they don't is probably lying. We just want content. Bethesda.
Yeah.
Sort your shit.
Such great games, and we're like sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
Exactly.
So sad, man.
The Outer Worlds 2. I enjoyed the first one for what I played. Wish there were more there, but it is what it is. The Sims 5. I have no interest in The Sims.
No.
Nor will I ever. The Witcher 4. Absolutely loved The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and I can't wait for The Witcher 4. And Wonder Woman. Once again, no idea how that game's going to be. I'd imagine probably similar to the Wolverine and Indiana Jones games. I'm not sure, you know. Indiana Jones has got to be linear. Got to be linear. Who even is it now that's supposed to be making it? Developed by Machine Games. The studio behind Wolfenstein. Oh, it's Bethesda.
Interesting.
Okay, that'll be interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's all the many games on that list. Xbox 360 took the gaming world by storm 18 years ago today. I've got to say, when the Xbox 360 came out, in comparison to the PS3, it seemed like everyone had an Xbox 360. It was very rare to meet someone and when they go, oh, what do you play? And you go, PS3, they go, yeah, same. It was very rare. And then for some reason, I met Will, and he had a PS3. So, you know, problem solved. I was just sadly banned from online at that point. Sad time.
Roy was a silly little boy.
I didn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
No, I actually didn't.
That's what he always says.
I'm innocent of all crimes put against me.
That's a lie, you know it.
Well, you can't prove that I'm not.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I have video footage of us being together.
Shit.
That alone is a crime.
Yes, that's fair. You snuck into the country. That's the crime here.
Well, that's the worst part. I didn't even sneak in, dude.
No, they just let you in. Like, damn, you know, you just roll up to the border, give them your passport, like, yeah, looks legit. Have you committed any war crimes recently? Oh, 12. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
How recent is recent?
Yesterday.
Well, I was on a plane yesterday and it didn't crash. Does that count?
No. No, it doesn't count. I'm sorry. Call of Duty 2 condemned Perfect Dark Zero and Project Gotham Racing 3. The fuck was that one?
Dead.
You what, sorry?
Sorry.
No worries. The 360 launched with some bloody good games, didn't it? It did launch with a decent bloody backlog of games, to be honest. Gears of War was brought in during Xbox 360. Fable 2 released. And so bloody many more. It really kind of pushed a large thing for the Xbox back then. But there's not really much to talk about when it comes to years later. I mean, for example, here, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is 25 years old. It's a beloved... I do apologise, pardon me. It is a beloved game franchise, the Legend of Zelda games, and this one in particular was highly loved. It reached a 99 out of 100 on Metacritic. And it remains the highest rated game on Metacritic with that score.
That's crazy,
to this day.
I did not realise it was that high.
Yeah, after 25 years, it is still there.
Really?
It sold 7.6 million copies, meaning roughly a quarter of Nintendo 64 owners bought it. Sales of Ocarina, a musical instrument that was barely known outside of Japan, suddenly skyrocketed. Which, it was an instrument that not many people know about, and that even blew up because of this game. It was absolutely beloved and cared for. You cannot say anything really too bad about that, can you?
No, you really can't.
So, let's go to some negative news.
Sorry. Why do you always do this to me, Rory? Every time, man.
I've got to start you off on a bit of a high and then just kind of destroy your feelings.
It was going so well, man.
I know, right? Artificial intelligence will lead to more jobs in the video game industry, one of the bodies representing game developers has told the BBC. Dr. Richard Wilson, boss of the TIGA, says AI will reduce the cost of making games and speed up the process. Video games have been using forms of artificial intelligence for decades, but use of the latest technology in games creation is concerning some who worry that it could cost jobs and create legal issues for studios, which it already is doing, sad to say. Don't get me wrong, it's not completely in part due to the AI. A lot of it is just the fact that, honestly, it's just been an abysmal year for gaming.
Yeah, it went really poorly.
Games companies just were not caring too much, or they were caring way too fucking much about smaller issues that weren't important, and they were missing the bigger picture. And that caused a lot of issues for the year. And it cost a lot of money, and by doing so, it sadly cost jobs. But sadly, companies don't use their common sense and go, why don't we get rid of the guy who's in charge of all this that caused these problems? No, let's get rid of the smaller people, because there's many of them, and we can get rid of so much cost at once. That's just, sadly, the view of a business and an organisation. Sad as it is to say.
Yep, you're always replaceable.
That's just the sad truth when it comes to that. UKIE, another organisation that looks after games companies in the UK, said it recognises there are concerns, but added the developments in this field were an exciting opportunity for the industry. Even in the 1980s, when players would put their coins into an arcade machine to help Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man collect white dots on the screen, it was a type of AI that told the ghost how to hunt down the players. We all know about AI. I mean, come on, look at games nowadays. The enemy AI...
Majority of games will always have AI in them.
Yeah.
Very rare that you would find a game that doesn't have AI.
No, that's very true. But what these idiots are trying to compare is they're trying to claim, oh, because they already had AI as enemies, that means we shouldn't get rid of AI. They're talking about AI in use of creating the games, not in use of a actual entity to verse the main character. They are drastically different. But hey, who am I to tell them otherwise?
Yeah, who are you, Roy? Yeah?
I'm just a random guy with a microphone and some weird Irish guy that I speak to on a weekly basis.
And let's be honest, that's probably how at least 90% of the gaming population met.
Yeah.
There's one dude with a microphone talking to another dude with a microphone.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. We're just a special case. We met by just you suddenly sending me a message and going, so, you like video games, eh?
Yep.
Yeah,
Different
and
times, man. Different times.
all these years later, we're still in contact. You poor bastard.
I mean, it's the other way around, but sure.
Well, what puppies did you crucify in a prior life to be dealing with me? Jesus.
Man, I would crucify a puppy. I love puppies. I love
Oh,
dogs.
okay. That's fine then. That's more acceptable. This is a much more simpler form of AI compared to what we're talking about today, but fundamentally the core concepts are the same. No, they're not. We just discussed this. They are not the same concept. One is for creation of games, the other is to help the game. It's a mechanic in the game. They're very different. It's helping make intelligent decisions by looking at a snapshot of a game, and from that characters can make intelligent judgments on what to do. You just put game creation to its most fundamental basis, didn't you? You fucking wankster.
Now, Rory.
I
Be
don't
nice.
like people like this. Anyways, I'll try and be nicer as we read this. Try being the magic word. But while AI has been used to influence what happens on screen for years, it could now influence the process of games getting onto the screens in the first place. Which is what we just said. Being able to quickly create hundreds of pages worth of scripts, voice background characters, or draw thousands of pieces of art could be a game changer for the industry, according to some senior figures. Well, of course the senior figures all think that. They don't, 90% of them, honestly, and this is from experience dealing with these sort of people, they don't know how that technology works. They just hear, you can do anything with AI, and have gone, oh, we need to do this, it's going to save us thousands. We could save millions by just firing you. Like, you'll be getting like 7 million as a bonus if the game sells well. Why don't they just get rid of you and just recuperate the losses by keeping talented people?
Yeah.
Ta-da!
You know, the ones actually making the games too, not just standing over everyone's shoulder.
Yeah, that is pretty much their job though. They just sit there going, now, make sure you're doing your work that you're already working on.
Sounds like a colleague of mine at work.
Exactly. They pretty much just stand there telling you to do exactly what you're currently doing.
And then tell you how to do it after you went through like 4 years of whatever you've went through.
Yeah.
To get to the position you're in now.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong, there are some people that are good as managers because they add everything together, they make everything link perfectly. Those people, fair play.
I would like to point out this colleague of mine is not a manager, they're just, you know...
A cunt.
That may be an accurate depiction.
There we go. Reducing the overall costs of development will mean more game studios, which should therefore mean more jobs. So what you're trying to say... What you're saying then is, because it'll take less to make a game, cost less to make a game, you can fire more people, which those people can then go and make their own game studio to create more games, which will flood the market with probably, to be honest with you, quite shoddy games that have got no love or care put into them by development, which will flood the market.
I mean...
That is... And they claim that will make more jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the industry's already filled with shoddy games.
Sadly so, yeah.
Once again, look at the last 10 months.
Yeah, sadly bloody so. Guy Gadney, one of the co-founders of Charisma AI, a technology platform that allows generative AI techniques to be used in games, thinks it will give makers a new way of telling stories. It all comes down to how computer-controlled characters can interact with the player, instead of a handful of prepared lines that are regurgitated to players at random. AI can allow for characters like these to think and respond more intelligently, depending on the story that has been written for them and the behaviour of the player. Don't get me wrong, that is true. And with character design and some of this basically being thrown together, building their personality and everything else, that would be a good use for AI. But writing a script for it, no. You cannot create the entire game through AI. It removes any sort of care and love you could put in that game.
Yeah.
And you'd still want to soft code some of the major parts, because you don't want it just spouting bollocks about Brussels sprouts when you want to talk about the dragon that's killing everyone.
What about pizza, man?
Yeah, do Yoda and just, talk about pizza.
Yoda and pizza, great combination.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm sorry, I just need to point this out. It's nothing to do with what we're talking about. I just see in the corner of my eye, what are the drugs of choice across the nation? Excuse me? Aren't they illegal?
Yep.
He explains, in games, players are often running through the three-dimensional environment. We want people to stop and engage more. We want players to have deep dives in moments where they can sit and having a natural conversation with characters. Previously, this happened by giving you 4 conversation choices on a screen, which is very limiting and is only an illusion of choice. We want more than that. For Guy Gadney, unlocking the potential of non-playable characters will change how games tell stories by allowing players to interact with what's in front of them differently to how they do it now. Charisma AI is also working with companies like Warner, DreamWorks, and Sky about how this technology might also work in other forms of storytelling. My only major question when it comes to this then is, how are we going to reply to the character? Are we now going to start needing microphones mandatorily? Because I'm not typing out a 70-sentence fucking response to a character about why their entire bloody belief system is corrupt and failing. I want to spew that shit to them and just see their face drop. That will really allow me to continue my psychological warfare with AI, won't it?
Oh, God.
Never mind, I'm fully for it. Let's just destroy artificial intelligence so that I can be the cause for Skynet.
Oh, God. Not this. Give it a few more years, Roy. Let them develop some more.
Fine. I'll give them 5 years. But yeah, honestly, I'm afraid of what it's going to come to pass, but we'll just have to see how it develops. And hopefully it will open more jobs, but I can't see so, especially if they're relying on the aspect that more companies are going to have to open up. That's a dumb way to think. Well, more companies are going to need to open, which clearly means more jobs. But more companies don't have to open. More jobs means more jobs in the moment, not about 7 to 12 months down the line. Rumour, Death Stranding 2 trailer might debut at the Game Awards. Some speculation is being fueled, suggesting that a trailer for the highly anticipated Death Stranding 2 could debut at the Game Awards. A trailer for Death Stranding 2 might make an appearance on December 7th, fueling excitement within the gaming community. The potential release window for Death Stranding 2 is uncertain, with rumours pointing to a possible 2025 release, according to hints from the character artist. Despite not being official confirmations, leaks from former contributors and hints from Hideo Kojima and the Game Awards have generated curiosity and anticipation for the potential reveal of Death Stranding 2. Which that pretty much just covers everything I needed to mention. Thank you. I respect it. So, I did say earlier I was going to briefly talk about another topic.
Yeah?
That other topic is a game I know you've put an hour into recently.
What's this?
Lethal Company.
I'm not interested in it at all, to be completely honest with you. I had some time with it.
No, I understood that, mainly because I saw you put an hour into it and that was the end of the story. I know
along
you.
the lines of, yeah.
Yeah, I know you well enough, mate. I know you well enough. So, I sat down and actually played this with a friend of mine recently. By recently, I mean I've been playing it for about 5 hours with them and got off it just before again jumped on this. Anyways, I think it's a good little game for an indie game. Even if it's not your type of game, which I think you've just admitted fairly. For an indie game with not very good graphics, the mechanics are very basic, but at the same time, quite usable, quite enjoyable to when you get used to. But the one thing I did get into, and I do have to admit this, as dumb as it sounds, muting my Discord mic and my friend muting theirs so that we could talk using the in-game mics.
Yeah, anytime there's a game that like it is not that it's just an option, but it's like it's better played with a in-game voice chat, it is a lot more fun. But I'll be honest, like me and Sam played it, and our experience was a bit boring, to be honest.
What did you
You know,
guys...
the in-game voice chat just was more of a hassle. Like we left it on, but like muted each other, like turned each other's voice volume down, and then just talked in Discord because we didn't want it to not affect in game in case it did, because we didn't know if it did or not.
Not particularly.
Yeah, when you, it's kind of annoying if you die and you're just sat there waiting the whole time. It's just quite boring.
I'll be honest. Because me and my friend were playing basically just in-game audio, we'd muted each other completely. We told each other, if we die, we are not allowed to respond. Now, you've played a little, so you'll know how fucking difficult that would be if you die and the other person has no idea.
Yeah.
So for about 5
Sam
minutes...
actually did that when he died the first time. He pretended to be a ghost and was like, "Ooh," in Discord voice chat, and I'm just like, "What?"
Yeah, and my friend basically, he just kept going on the microphone, on the walkie-talkie, just going, Rory, hello, are you alive? Rory. I'm just sat there just watching like, you fucking buffoon. You saw me walk off that edge. Anyways, about 5 seconds later, I unmute my mic on Discord. He doesn't hear the unmute or mute sound. So I just went, yeah, what's up, Callum? He went, oh, good, you are alive. I went, yeah, I'm fine, mate. Don't worry about it. Just get you sent back to the ship. I'll see you there. On the way back to the ship, he just got bombarded by some dog thing. Like, nope.
Yeah, I think me and some got quite unlucky with certain things happening, like events and stuff. But whatever way it all turned out, it wasn't very fun for us, to be honest. And we both sort of just agreed it was worth a try, but it's not what we thought it was going to be.
No. The reason I'm wanting to talk about it anyways is because I kind of want to see more games of the style. And now by that I don't mean just a crappy co-op horror game that you're going to throw together. I mean a good, like, co-op indie game. Because there's quite a few out there. Now, this isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea, understandably. But you bring out a good co-op indie game, you're going to do well nowadays, especially if your core foundations are built correctly. The only thing I will say is, for the love of God game, please remove the system where you learn everything off of that bloody notepad.
Oh, that's now you've said that, that's a really fucked up thing. The first time we left the first planet, it deleted our notepad and we could never get it back. So we had no way of learning either. So we were just sort of sat there looking at each other like, this is really shit.
Yeah, you've got to basically fail your
No. We failed
quota.
quota on the first time because we kept dying. We literally got no items. Well, they kept getting destroyed because we both kept dying. And it never respawned.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
So we were just like, that's fun. I'm all for trying to learn a game in a weird way, but when you have literally no idea what you're doing, you don't even have like a basis to start off of, it's kind of...
It's awkward. I mean, when we first started, we basically got in there, and I picked up this random note, and I'm like, okay, start reading it, and I'm like, that's too much information. So my friend Callum just picks it up and goes, oh, I'll read this. Spends about 5 minutes just going through it, and went, oh, okay, so basically, get scrap, make sure you don't die, get back, put scrap in ship. Once hit quota, go to moons, go to company, and you've got 3 rules to follow when you go to the company to sell your scrap. Don't talk when the door's open. Don't spam the bell after the door is open. Spam the bell until the door opens. And the third one, what was it now? Make sure all your scrap is on the desk bulked up. If you do none of the above, Cthulhu, our Lord and Saviour, will impale you on his tentacle.
I mean, sure.
Callum was spamming the bell and got just suddenly impaled. I was just stood next to him like, what the fuck? Rory ran away at that point and then bowed down and went, I'm sorry, Cthulhu, my Lord and Saviour, and just kept bowing up and down. Callum respawned after I went away, and next thing all I heard from him was just went, the fucking cheek of it.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like him, in fairness.
Oh yeah, it is. But no, the main reason I wanted to mention it is because it's a small game. It's currently on sale on Steam. No, it's not. It's full price, is £8.50. So it's not very much to get either. But it is sat at 98% positive, 64,207 reviews. On the other hand, a AAA game...
Oh no. I wonder what game he's going to use as a reference.
It's currently on sale for £25.99. Not recommended by us. Has a total...
Specifically Rory.
Yeah, specifically me. Has a total of 4,163 reviews, 62% positive.
Speaking of sale, did you see Diablo is now on 40% off?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Diablo 4, £35.99. Which is sat at 6,585 reviews, 66% positive. So only a little bit above Forspoken.
Yeah.
Oh, you can also play it for free for 3 days.
I'm so upset because I was really, really looking forward to it.
You know, that has been the only negative about starting this podcast. All them games that we were looking forward to that we've kind of like killed interest of because they just turned out to release such horrific news.
Yeah.
It's sad, but at the same time, I'm saving money, so...
Then again, if you think about it, if you bought the game, you'd be playing the game and not buying other things.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sad times, my friend.
Yeah, but the main thing I would like to argue, I think will back me on this, we need more co-op games. Not just regular co-op, but VR co-op in particular.
Everything, to be honest. I love my co-op games.
Just give us co-op games. That's what we want. We want to play games with our friends, do stupid shit, play stupid shit, be killed by stupid shit. It's fun. It's bizarre, it's dumb, it's just a good time. So, games industry, focus on your damn online co-op games.
I was saying, it's all about PvP games now, so that they can get battle passes in for skins that you have to work towards, or you can just straight up die, because that's where like so much income is coming.
They can fuck right off.
It sucks, because it just means we're not getting anything that we actually want.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, me and Will are both big fans of the FPS genre. But fuck me, there's a thing called overdoing it. And it has been way overdone.
Why do you think I'm always playing Rust, man? I've nothing else to play.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, I'm going to be, after this, I have some things actually to do. I've got some games to play. I'm probably going to be playing a bit more Lethal Company. Escape the Backrooms, because apparently that's also VR, and my friend wants to play that. SCP-5K, which is an FPS horror co-op game, which sounds funny. And Phasmophobia in VR, which I'm probably going to shit myself again. So, yeah.
I never saw or really understood the big thing for Phasmophobia. It was cool and all that, but it just I don't get how people didn't get like really bored of it really quickly. It just felt like it was a really tedious game.
It is. See,
that's not the reaction I expected.
No, it's just, you know me, mate. I'm not gonna fucking bullshit.
It was just so like short and blunt.
Yeah,
caught me off guard.
I'm not gonna bullshit. I found it quite boring when I was playing, on just PC.
Yeah.
Played it on VR, and did you ever play Phasmophobia?
No, I've seen a decent bit of it. Like, I did give it a good few tries watching it, but just I don't know.
No, I get that.
Boring.
Basically, there's a garage where you start out with your friends. It's where you load up.
Yeah.
There's a door in the corner, and if you go near it, a ghost opens the door and screams at you. And yes, there is. Now, sorry, it doesn't scream at you, it whispers. Now, I accidentally backed up to this door in VR. You know yourself, VR's audio is pretty damn good for making it surround you. And I backed up into this door, triggering her whispering. The shiver that went down my spine caused me to jump. So, yeah, Phasmophobia effectively just shit me up entirely. So, I'm intrigued.
That's fair.
So that's basically the reason I'm going back to it, just because I want to scare the shit out of my friend.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it. It's got its jump factor. It's the same with Escape the Backrooms. I'm sure that's going to be very similar. SCP-5K, I get a gun, so I'm not going to be too afraid. But, I'm going to be, okay in that one. But Escape the Backrooms, I'm sure I'm probably going to shit myself. I'm sure my friend's going to as well. But the fact that you see your friends fucking jumping scared or being afraid of something, that
they can't play it off cool because you'll see them lunge backwards.
Exactly.
Or leap backwards, rather, sorry.
Exactly. And that is kind of the big thing about these games. They might not be too fun, playing them with, or just watching them. But you play with other people who you know are afraid of this sort of shit. You can have the time of your life.
I think at that point you're just tormenting them.
Tormenting, playing with, what's the difference? I mean, come on, I torment you every day of my life.
Nah, I wouldn't call it
that. Okay, I make you put up with my existence.
That's fair.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I'm the one who torments you anytime, my PC makes a weird beep.
That's just the negative of working in IT, mate. Everyone comes to me with things like this.
Hey man, I'm learning pretty good.
You are? I mean, I went to Curry's yesterday, and I saw in their they had a repair section, and you could pay them for fixing IT issues. You can pay for £75 for the year to get 24/7 tech support from them. But if you need to take your device there to be repaired, £45 per issue. And these issues are helping set up or removing viruses. I wanted to smash my head against the wall because of how much of that shit I've done for people and not charged a penny. Queries made me sad.
Huh.
So, yeah. Working IT is fun. Don't do it unless you're paid, kids.
That sounds dodgy.
It does. Thankfully, kids don't watch this.
That's true.
I'm safe.
Or are you?
Dun dun dun. Yeah, there's always that one dick that fucking says, I'm 18 even though he's 12. So, you'll never know. Anyways, with all that being said, do you have anything to add?
No. I'd love us to quickly mention Modern Warfare.
Oh.
It was IGN we saw give them a review of 4.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Metacritic ended up giving them a 5.5.
Ooh.
Do you want to hear the user reviews?
Go on.
Take a wild guess.
2.
Less.
1.
1.5.
That kind of actually links to this. On Steam, it's 28% positive. 4,866 reviews.
Oof. At first, I think that was probably PlayStation. So even PlayStation's not happy with it. Someone was saying to me, apparently it's the same people who released it were the same ones that released the last supposed bad Call of Duty.
About right.
So I don't know if that's just, an excuse or something that they're trying to...
Oh, I get that. Here's something for you. Bought it, didn't play it. Steam refused my request because I have 26 hours on Warzone. This item is labelled as a DLC, even though it does not say anywhere
You are joking
that
me.
it is a DLC. Not until you buy it. Please put a thumbs up so others can see this.
In no way, man.
If that... Saw all the bad reviews, bought it anyway for some reason. Game is shit, don't fall for it. Also be aware that if you played Warzone, you will already have over 2 hours in the game time for a refund, because it's under the same title. Yeah, it's supposed to be a new game. I don't know either.
That's crazy, man. There's no way they've done that.
The thing is, I don't even know whether that's, like, Steam's fault or fucking Call of Duty's or what.
Either way, man, that just shouldn't be a thing.
No, that is abysmal. So, to end it off, there's the worst news I've heard all week.
That is really bad.
If I was to put any recommendation going forward for these people, I would probably say contact Steam support and explain to them the issue. Steam is usually quite helpful. They are willing to go above and beyond with this sort of stuff. They may go to bat for you against Activision if there's enough complaints. So I'd recommend going out there and complaining, people.
Yeah, I would too, because that's just not a thing that should be able to happen.
No, that should be that's. It feels like it's breaking a law of some sort.
It does. It feels like you're having a right taken away from you.
Yeah. I can't say for certain, but that's how it fucking feels. But yeah, with that shit said and done, I believe that's the end of the episode for this week.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, with all that said then, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please feel free to like, follow, subscribe, all that sort of crap. Leave a comment.
Yeah, feel free to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. If the police stop you, just say Panther Talk said sure. It'll definitely get you out of trouble, I swear.
That's definitely not. Don't listen to him.
I definitely want to go to prison for nothing. Ha 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 ha. All of these are jokes. My lawyer advised me to say these are all jokes. Please disregard anything from the last 20 seconds. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye bye for now.
See you again, guys.